Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So I wanted to share with you guys something I've been thinking about, to be honest, for years now, since I've been on social media. Sometimes I analyze my audience, I analyze the people. Obviously, I did take a lot of sales calls. I analyze all the database of students at Immersed Institute. I basically have learned a lot about people in general, and humans, and more specifically Muslims, that want to become better and learn, etc., etc. However, one thing that I have noticed is that not a lot of people understands and identifies with me the way how I mean it when I talk about talab al-ilm. Talab al-ilm as a lifestyle, and talab al-ilm as a way of living. And I can understand how and I don't know how to explain it, what a real talib ilm is. And I think there are different categories. There's three different categories of people who adheres to this lifestyle. There is the one that is all in into talib al-ilm, like he's a talib ilm. He, like, the type of person, he's so busy with his studies. Like, for you to understand what I'm talking about, Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, he forgot to get married because of how immersed he was into talab al-ilm. There's that first category. Then there's the category of people who just perhaps tasted it, lived it, which I include myself in that category. I don't feel like I am in that anymore. And I was perhaps close to being it at one point in my life. But now I truly respect it. I truly aim for it. But because of life circumstances and business and things like that, I'm not into it. And then there is the people who just like it. Like, they just like the idea, and they understand that it's important and they have to respect it, but they've never really experienced it. They have never really lived it, and so they don't comprehend it. They don't comprehend it because I feel like this is something you have to live. And real talab al-ilm, I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna say that you have to travel to really understand it, but there are many communities in the West, especially in France. I've seen it in the UK, I've seen it, and you can like experience it in the West. But I feel like to really understand what talab al-ilm really is, you have to actually get yourself in that situation. You have to go into these sittings of knowledge in Medina and in Egypt and in Yemen and in Mauritania and and you have to go find that sheikh in that mountain that you have heard that he has a few students but nobody know of, and you have to see how all he does is seek knowledge, whether it's learning, memorizing, revising, listening to the student. It's just it's hard to put into words, man. And And it reminds me of Ibn Qudama al-Maqdisi. He said, وَكَانَ السَّلَفُ يُؤْثِرُونَ الْعِلْمَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. And it's not something يعني, out of the norm, or something that only he said, but I have this qawl of his in my mind. وَكَانَ السَّلَفُ يُؤْثِرُونَ الْعِلْمَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. And the Salaf, they used to prioritize knowledge over everything. Meaning, you find a job that will allow you to seek knowledge. You find a partner that will help you to seek knowledge. You find a place to be that will help you to seek knowledge. You prioritize knowledge, and then if it's necessary for you to have a job, whatever way of earning, then you find that thing that will allow you to continue to seek knowledge, but as well, get that thing that's a necessity for you. And one thing that I've realized is that these past few days I was thinking about the top students at Andalus Institute. They always had a sense of understanding towards talab al-ilm, towards as-sunnah, towards knowledge in general. And that has me thinking sometimes. I'm like, because I consider Andalus Institute as a results orientated institute to learn Arabic, and many times I've thought about just accepting those who I know will be successful, and I can tell when somebody will be successful by the way how he talks, not knowing Arabic, and why he wants to learn Arabic, and certain, I just can feel the energy that he understands the value of knowledge and the weight of knowledge, and I see in his voice, in his eyes, that he wants to take that as a lifestyle. I don't know, man. These days I just feel like sharing random thoughts that I have throughout the day with you guys, and my affiliates as well. If they really understand and get it, you guys can clip out a lot of things out of these clips, out of these videos, out of these random thoughts that I have. But yeah, man, I would really like to know what you guys think. If you have watched all up until here, I want to see what you think about it in the comment section. If you understand, if you identify with that concept, the concept of talabul ilm as a lifestyle, does it excite you to, when you hear there's this sheikh, he's teaching this book and that book in this place of nowhere in the world, in the in the hudud of Yemen and Oman or something, in freaking Ethiopia, in an island in Tanzania, and you're just ready to go. You're just ready to like go there and just spend some months. I don't know, man. I feel like what I've been thinking lately is that I thought about this when I did this like interview podcast, right? And I saw in the comments somebody said, "Oh, Muhammad Darisi was different here." And I asked, "What do you mean I was different?" The person said, "Oh, because I've seen you talking about money, because I've seen you talking about..." So I think that a lot of people, a lot of my audience, they don't understand the inner thoughts and will and inner interests and the real topics that I'm really passionate about, because I feel like my content is very staged sometimes. Like, I think of a topic, for example, how to take control over your life, and so I just talk about those things. But I'm the type of person that if you put me on a podcast, I can talk for 5, 6, 7, 10 hours straight about certain topics. And I feel like that's when you really get the essence of who I really am. Because it's not like something I have to talk about, something, or I'm in a podcast and they asking me questions and they directing the podcast. So sometimes I feel very skeptical about pressing play on a video like I'm doing right now. And the reason why I'm doing it right now is because last time I did it, and I've seen that a lot of you guys commented, and I've seen that, like, I actually felt connected with you guys, whoever watches it. So I was like, okay, well, maybe it's something that I should do more. And like I was saying, I feel like this is how I really get my thoughts out, and that's how I really get my real interest. This is how I really express my real interest. Because if you hear me talk about money, about how to make money, is for the sake of seeking knowledge. If you hear me talking about why you should learn Arabic, is for the sake of understanding the Quran and building a lifestyle that where you live in it. You live in with the Quran. You live in by the Quran. And this is why after I came from Mauritania, and I still didn't talk to you guys about it. That's the thing. After I came from Mauritania, wallahi, I don't feel like I'm living the type of lifestyle that I really want to live, man. I don't feel like how I'm living here in the UAE. Like, after coming out of Mauritania and having done 24/7 days with the Quran, the tafsir, it was such a dopamine that I cannot put into words, man. The dopamine of reading the tafsir of a page and then memorizing it, and then once you have memorized it, in the upcoming week you do the muraja'a of it, and the muraja'a, now it becomes a reminder, so you keep on reminding yourself and you understand the verses, so you're reading every day a reminder, and it can only make your nafs, soft, and your iman higher, for the sake of or it makes your iman higher in a way where you cannot really get it if you're not prioritizing your life for knowledge. If you don't prioritize your life for knowledge, you will never really get the taste of it and the sweetness of it. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's tawfiq, and that's from the rizq. When Allah gives you that honor and grants you that honor of tasting the sweetness of ilm and the sweetness of knowledge, and feeling your iman rise into levels that makes you do things that people praises, like, wow, I don't know how you did that. When in reality, Allah says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ يَهْدِيهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ بِإِيمَانِهِمْ. That those who believe and those who do righteous deeds, Allah will guide them through their iman. So one thing that I've noticed is that when your iman is high and is raised up, the thoughts you have going through your mind that makes you want to do something, like, everybody is different, right? But it makes you want to do something that if you do, you will gain a great reward. Like for example, I want to go, to learn with the sheikh and stop this thing that I'm doing that's wasting my life. So when your iman is high, you get ideas. You want to adapt your life now towards maintaining your iman high. And that's crazy powerful, because many times, subhanallah, look at this. If you run a business and you put your nafs, yourself, into a system, like for example now here, right? Look at the car I'm driving. A $60,000 car that I purchased cash, then paid an extra like 15 grand to redo the whole interior and everything. Now I go to Mauritania, and you have you have adapted your nafs to a type of lifestyle of spending whatever you want, doing whatever you want, travel whatever you want, business class. People ask you, now they're getting used to asking you and giving them, and you build a lifestyle that if you now decide to go back to those things that get your iman high, like teaching and learning and memorizing and being around shuyukh and sitting in halaqat, and that type of that type of lifestyle will mean that a lot of what you have right now, you have to get rid of it. And now is your nafs used to that. And if you don't take your nafs by the neck and just spontaneously and drastically change whatever is causing your nafs to be weak, and actually go to the thing that your aql understands that will get your iman high, if you don't do that, you're gonna continue to do whatever you're doing right now, and every now and then you're gonna get a boost of motivation, a boost of an iman raiser, or a reminder that will remind you, oh yeah, I want to seek knowledge, oh yeah, I want to have this type of lifestyle that I know gets my iman high. And then you go sleep, you wake up again, and it's finished. The reminder is gone, and you haven't taken any steps towards changing your lifestyle. So you just continue to be in this sort of, you're just stuck really. This is why this year I had to just drastically, from one day to another, I said, yo, I'm going Mauritania, man. Let whatever needs to break, let it break. But my iman needs to be, your iman, you need to protect it, man. You need to protect your iman with the things that get your iman high. I would really love to hear your thoughts, guys. I know a lot of you are those type of people, just like me, to be honest. Sometimes you watch somebody, not often, you watch a video, and you're not the type of person to comment. So if any of what I said identified with you, I would really love to hear your thoughts, your addition to it, whatever it might be, inshallah. All right, guys, I gotta go. Assalamu alaikum.